We're gonna talk about wisdom today. We'll need pencil and crayon to color. First, we're gonna start with a guideline in the center of the page from top to bottom, and then drawing a big letter C on the left side and a mirror letter C on the right side. Now I'm gonna draw the word wisdom on the brain here. The letter WIS on the left, DOM on the right. Make sure the letters are so big that it almost fill up the entire brain. We have a lot of wisdom that God gave us. Now we're gonna use the bubble letter to go around the letters WIS first. And make sure the bubble letters are so big that go all the way to the edges of the brain there on the left side and also to the middle line. And the letters are so big that they are attached to each other. So make sure the letters are attached, not too small, so that they're separated. Alright, so you can see that on the screen here, the letters are so big that they're kind of like stuck together. And also because we're just using kind of like the word wisdom to create more like an abstract form of the brain as well. So you don't have to worry about that. It doesn't look exactly like the letters. We're not in a writing class. We're creating a picture, so it doesn't have to look really nice letters. We're just using sort of like kind of see the letters wisdom, but not really. We sort of also see the brain. It's more like an illusion. Alright, once we have the word wisdom on the brain there, we can erase the letters WISDOM and just left with the outline of the bubble letters. And when make sure when we're drawing the word wisdom, we may have some gaps. So you can fill those gaps with small curves as well. The curves should be similar size as your bubble letter. Alright, so that we can fill up the entire brain there. Fill with wisdom and curves. Now I'm just gonna lighten up the picture and draw kind of like a second layer, or you can just use, you don't have to lighten up your picture, but you can darken some of the curves there. And you can also erase some of the gaps or the connections in between the letters. So you can see that the W and I, they're kind of connected. I erase some of the lines that separates the I and W, so that the letter W connects to the letter I. And then same thing on the right side with the DOM. I can leave a small gaps in between the D and O so that they kind of connected. And then same with the letter M, it kind of connecting to the empty space in the middle parts there. Alright, once we have the outline of our brain, we can color with our crayons. So I'm going to use a light pink or kind of more like a beige color to fill in the entire brain. Even with small gaps, we can do that. After we color in the brain with light pink or beige color, I'm gonna use a darker pink. If you don't have a darker pink, that's okay. You can use the same pink color, but press a little bit harder to create a darker shade and draw and color in the outline of the letters WISDOM. So basically kind of like tracing the pencil lines. And because we're just using crayons, we should still be able to see the pencil lines. But adding the darker color on the edges creates a more like a three-dimensional brain that we're drawing here. And make sure when we're doing the outline or the darker pink, we're not creating a hard edge outline here. We just more like creating shades of it. So we can use multiple lines to create shades on the edges there. Now it's starting to look more and more like a brain here because of all the little curves, small curves on the inside part of the brain. And also the small gaps in between the letters. Sometimes I can use the light brown color or even darker pink to fill in those small gaps there. After that, I want to write a few words on the left and right side. So I'm gonna write these words on the left. These are more about our logic, and then on the right side it's gonna be about creativity. So of course the first one on the right is creativity, and then there are other words that are more related to our creative thinking. So this is that our brain, different part of our brain control different things. So on the left is more about those things on the left, and the right side is more about the creativity, arts. All right, I hope you liked today's art, and I'll see you next time.